let's have a look at the classic Cluny BB and seeing is it worth it? Hello everyone, welcome back to another mommy review where I review all things for the love of. Today I am doing a handbag review of Louis Vuitton's Cluny in the BB version. Now before I get started, if you like the content on this channel, appreciate it very much if you consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for considering, and on with the video. So the Cluny handbag is not a brand new bag to Louis Vuitton. I feel like it's one of the ones that are a little bit more underrated and also a bit more understated depending on the type of material you get it in. It is a little bit of a more sophisticated handbag, more sleek and elegant, I would say, compared to the Pouchette Matisse, which is a little bit more masculine, I find. And for this video, I want to go over some major pros and cons related to the Cluny and also bring you into the store to have a look at the handbag in person, because sometimes these handbags can look so different online as opposed to in person. So hopefully this video will be helpful for you in deciding whether this handbag is worth it for you. With the mini bag trend going strong right now, I feel like we need to give a little bit of love to some of the larger bags, such as this Cluny that I think is totally worth considering. Given the simplicity of the design, I think it will age very well over time. So let's start with the pros related to the Cluny. First of all, it is a very structured handbag, which is great. It won't lose its shape over time or get slouchy, so you can definitely use it for many years to come. Number two is that it does stand on its own, which is a big plus, that you can just place it on the table and not expect it to fall over and like have all your contents fall out. Number three is this magnetic closure. It's pretty strong and very secure, so I'm not worried about it coming loose, and it's pretty easy to get in and out of. I find that it's a little bit easier compared to the Matisse S-Lock that you have to kind of line it up perfectly to close it. Number four for pro is that I find this handbag is not too bulky, partly because of the tapered top. As you can see, it's just a very nice slender size. Number five for pro is capacity. It's pretty roomy, can fit a small water bottle, and I would probably prefer to put a smaller wallet rather than a full-size one, just so you don't have to kind of jigsaw your way through the bag. Another thing I should mention is I find it's very versatile. It works for a crossbody, but I think it looks a little bit better as a shoulder or on the crooks of your arm. The top handle itself is actually quite comfortable on the crooks of my arm, which I was a little bit surprised by. Number 8 for pro is that I feel like it's a handbag for all season. It works for winter, for summer. It's just a really easy bag to go to from day to night. Given the monogram that it comes with, it's just like very easy to match with like different types of clothes. And last but not least for pro is that I love the simple design. It's no bells and whistles. It's a very simple silhouette and super classy. Now, it's not all pros related to this handbag. I do want to go over the cons related to the handbag as well. Number one is to watch out for the glazing cracking on the handle. I've heard this being a problem for a couple of people who purchased this handbag, so for sure, like, watch out for that. You can bring it back to the store and have it fixed, but like, it's just nice if you don't have to do too much maintenance for it. Number two for con is I'm not a fan of the strap. I don't think it's a total deal breaker, but I feel like Louis Vuitton, I hope you're listening, we are not a big fan of these webbing strap that you're coming with. It's making the handbag, I feel like, less classy. It just looks a bit more trendy and casual. I'd rather it come with like a leather strap. A con number three is to watch out for wrinkling, especially for the top flap, because the magnetic closure is actually quite strong, so when you keep pulling it back and forth, there might be a little bit of wrinkling, especially for the leather version, and that's something I've heard for a couple of people who have this handbag. And last but not least, con number 5 is just the facetta associated with it. I'm not in love with facetta. It would be nice if they come up with like that demier and bin version that's a little bit easier to maintain. But overall, I feel like it's a very wonderful, timeless handbag in my opinion. If you want something a little bit more underrated, I will probably go with the Epi version. It is very simple, beautiful, but at the end of the day, I think it really depends on your style, whether this fits your aesthetic. If you're looking for a Louis Vuitton handbag that is like not as typical, let's say, as a Neverfull or a Speedy, this could be a great choice for you, especially if you like the versatility that you can wear as a crossbody or top handle, and you love the simplicity of it that's a little bit more understated if you were to get the Epi version. But even with like the monogram version, it just looks very fresh, like a different type of monogram bag that you would typically see. The snap closure, I should reiterate, is super strong, which is like the number one thing I was checking on. I just don't know if that magnetic clasp is going to be as strong over time. So next I want to show you, on the Louis Vuitton website, there's many different sizes of the Cluny, but I'm focusing on the BB version of the handbag. It's priced currently at $3,200 for the monogram, and also comes in Epi leather. The dimension of the handbag is 11 by 7.9 by 3.9 inches. It does come with a key bell and also has a strap drop of 21.7 inches. I find that the BB is a great in-between size between the mini and also the version. This one doesn't have a back pocket, like a slip pocket that they do in the version, which is a little bit too bad. But it's nice that they have like studs on the bottom of the handbag to protect the bottom of the handbag from wear. So that is the Cluny BB. And you can see they also have the version that is priced at $350 if you're looking for something like slightly bigger. And just for comparison, here is the Cluny BB right beside the Madeleine handbag that you see here, the Madeleine so you can see how that compares in terms of size. It's tapered on the top, so it's actually not that bulky when you look at it from the side. The Madeleine handbag that's side by side with is also a very underrated handbag from Louis Vuitton, and you can see both of the handbags are slightly tapered on the top, and you want to make sure you don't overstuff the handbag as well. I find that when you overstuff it, it kind of like topples over a little bit just because of like the shape of the bag, but it's a very structured bag. At least it's not slouchy. But that is my quick review of the Louis Vuitton Cluny BB. What do you think of this handbag? Do you think it's overrated, underrated? Would you consider adding this to your wish list, or do you find that this handbag's just a little bit on the big side? You prefer to go with a mini version? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Honestly, I feel like this collection, the Cluny collection, is very much underrated at Louis Vuitton. I think I might do a full video coming up comparing all the different types of Cluny handbags that they have at Louis Vuitton. I was actually contemplating about the mini as well, so I might do a comparison between the mini and also the BB, and I would love to hear your opinion on it, whether this is something you would be interested in watching, or maybe there are other handbags with Louis Vuitton that you're interested in. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time in another mommy review. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.